awesome sauce.
Alrighty then. So, we are literally post session 5, and Riley has run away from the house. Why'd you run away, Riley? Riley?
Well, not really run away. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. She hasn't really per se run away because she doesn't know where she could run away to.
Hmm.
She just thought she just needed to get away from that house further than just in the backyard. So she snuck out to just go a little bit of strolling and maybe even try to go check out that dragon area, but she has no idea where the hell to go. So
Yeah,
she's just
and you're not going to reach
wandering.
that area because
Nope.
because that area is in Leitrim, which is in another different county.
Oh yeah, she's and with the condition she's in, she ain't getting very far.
Mm-mm. But that's okay. So, Riley, you walk around the woods. You're
Mm-hmm.
in pain from your little sparring with Graham. He hits way harder than you thought he did.
Mm-hmm.
His whole demeanor, his whole tired personality really throws off just how strong he is. It's no wonder the wolves took him in.
Yeah, and for some reason, even though she has nothing against Graham at all,
Hmm.
um, but the fact that she got taken down so easily again, also just she's just feeling a mix of emotions, and it's just heightened even more with the current condition that she's in.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah.
So you're in the woods and you're walking. You can hear birds chirping, bugs doing whatever noise they make. Um, and you are in the fowl, so you can see some other things that other people typically don't see, which are little pixies flying around. You could see some other critters that you don't really know what it is, but they're not paying any attention to you. If anything, they're just going away from you, giving you space.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what's on your mind right now?
Anger, frustration, um, a little bit of defeat after, even though Graham gave her a positive commentary about it, she felt like she could have done better. She felt like she didn't do good enough. Uh, and then she also feels regret because she snapped at everybody, which isn't like her. She snapped at Angie, which she promised she would never ever do. She is just all kinds of just frustrated.
Hmm. So what do you do in the woods? You just keep walking?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure uh, the direction she went to was near that village area Kian was talking about. She kind of like just walks past that,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
which is also what she's thinking about too, about
Yeah.
how badly, now that she knows who she is, she feels a little bit more
Yeah.
connected
The
about
wolves
going to.
have a pretty tough history in Ireland.
Yeah.
Well, you walk in the woods and
Hmm.
you hear birds, you hear crows, and you can't help but feel like you're being watched.
And she would stop for a second because it kind of feels familiar from the last time she was watched, and it is where she ended up now. So she stops. She would kind of look around for a split second,
Do you want
and
do you want to
then
roll perception?
yeah, perception is. Let me see. Perception. Well, perception was
Wits and composure.
wits and composure. So it was 3 and composure. Where the hell did it go? Okay, so it's wits. So it's 6. Okay.
okay.
She doesn't see
You look
anything.
around. You just see, you know, crows, birds, squirrels, typical stuff you see in the woods.
Mm.
But then you just kind of see the crows scatter,
And
but one
she would.
stays behind.
Hmm. She would look at it. She would just stand there.
You you immediately know from how long you've been in Ireland now. You know that the Irish crows are called hooded crows because they have gray patches on on their backs that makes them look like they're hooded.
Mm.
But this crow is completely black with yellow
Mhm.
eyes.
And
It's
okay,
just looking at you.
she would look at it, and then her eyes would squint a little, and then she remembers that one time when they went shopping, and that she overheard Angie and Ollie talk about a crow with yellow eyes. So she squints at it again, and she just breathes and says to herself, I don't got time for this," and she just walks away.
You hear flapping, like the bird took off from the tree, but you don't see it getting anywhere near you actually. But you hear a voice. What has upset you?
And she would stop and like literally like turn around and look
You
behind
can't
her.
see anything. The crow is gone, but there's no one in sight.
Mm, she would just like walk away again, but walk a little faster.
You don't have to hide it.
Oh, jeez. And she would stop again, and she would turn around again. She knows nobody's there, but she would turn around again. And all she would say is, she's like, "Whoever's there, just leave me the fuck alone. Just go away."
You are not well. It's dangerous to go alone in the state as you are. And Riley, you do see something. You see just a little bit from just the edge of a tree. You see a black figure just barely poking out. It's tall. It's very tall.
Well, her first instinct is she thinks it's cold iron. So, like, she looks around and tries to find the thickest trunk of sticks she can find. And, because that's all she has at the moment, and she holds it up. But then she remembers, wait a minute, cold iron was like just a little bit taller than me, but close to my height. This one's a little bit bigger.
This figure
But
is over 6 foot.
yeah, and but she still keeps the stick in her hand. She goes, "Who's there? Who are you?"
We call me Orev. I don't want you to run away all alone by yourself. You'll get hurt.
And then all she would say, she's like, "Why would you care? You don't even know me."
I do know you. But you don't remember. And that's okay.
Oh. Okay. Um. She would She would just keep staring at him, not like keep her gaze off at him at all. And she's like, "How would I remember you? I've never met you in my entire life."
And he doesn't say anything. I know. I have met you. Once. But that's not why I'm here. Don't go by yourself, please. The others, if they found out, they'll be very worried. They care about you a lot, you know. You'll upset Peanut.
And like when he says that, she still has like a strong grip on the stick, but her hands start shaking.
Will you at least talk about it? It's okay to talk about it to me. I can listen. I'm a very good listener.
And she would just shake her head. She's like, I don't know you. She's like, how can
I'm a friend. That's all I can say.
And she would just, and then her shoulders start to shake a little bit. And she would say when he mentioned that her friends would worry about her, she would say, they're all right without me, to be honest. They don't need me.
You don't know that. That's what you think. That's only your perspective, not theirs. That's not how they see it.
And she would lower the stick just a little bit, and she would say,
She says meow.
She immediately turned into a cat.
Hmm.
She's not a werewolf anymore. She would she would just shake her head again. She said, she says again, you don't know me. You don't.
I do know you. You're Riley Flores, daughter of Aileen.
And she would raise her stick again, like that kind of shocked her a little bit. It's like, how do you know my mother?
I know a lot of people. I know everybody.
She's like, okay. You know so much, and you know everybody. Why am I here? Why didn't my mother tell me what I was? Why does everyone always keep secrets from me? Why does this keep happening? Please tell me that, because nobody seems to be able to give me that answer.
You may not like some of the answers.
I don't care.
And you can see half of their face just a little bit, but it's a completely black shadow, and you can tell just from their yellow eyes that they look a little sad. Your mother hoped that you wouldn't suffer the same fate that she did. The same hate and demonization that werewolves do here. She hoped that you could live normally, like a human being. You're here because the Irish Fays have pulled you here. Although I don't know why, unfortunately.
And he can see, after what he said about his mother, about not his, her mother, uh, tears start to well up in her eyes. She doesn't cry, she doesn't sob, but tears just kind of run down her face.
She just wanted to do what every mother would try to do, and it's to protect you. Granted, it wasn't the best way. Parents make mistakes, just like children and any other human being do, though. You're not going to hate her forever for that, will you?
And she just very slowly shakes her head. She goes, no. No matter how mad I get at her, I can't hate her. She's all I have. I miss her so much. I just want to be back home with my mom. I'm actually crying.
Riley, you hear footsteps, and the tall black figure has stepped out from behind the tree, and they're completely black. You can't tell any trait on this figure. They're just misting as if they were made of shadows, and their yellow eyes are glowing faintly.
And of course, she would like take a step back because
It's a little spooky, yeah.
it's a little spooky, a little alarming, and
But you do see that when you take a step back, he stops, raising his hands a little bit as if he's trying to gesture that it's okay. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
she's like, no, I just didn't expect you to get that close. It's fine. And she just kind of starts wiping her eyes.
Your mother misses you too. I know it agonizes her to stay away from you and just letting you get pulled into this mess. She didn't want this for you. Nobody did.
I didn't want this for her either. All I've done was try to protect her. All I've done was try to keep her safe like she tries to keep me. Nobody else cared about her either. Nobody took care of her. Nobody protected her like I did.
And when you wipe your eyes, he holds a hand out very gently, just trying to see if you'll allow him to get a little bit closer.
And she kind of stands there for a moment. You know, she's not always 110% trusting, but so far he hasn't made any gestures of harm or aggressiveness or anything. So after, like, he's holding his hand out to her.
Well, it's
Okay.
more towards your face.
Okay. And when he does that, she does pull just an inch. She pulls her face away just a bit, but then she looks back up at him, and she just stands there. She doesn't move away or nothing. Pretty much, I guess, in a way, gesturing that fine, it's fine.
And he wipes a tear off of your eye with his thumb. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel. Don't bottle it up, please. You'll hurt yourself so much.
And her shoulders kind of start to shake again. She says, "It just, I have to.
No, you don't.
I have."
Nobody said you have to. The only thing that you have to do right now is to get stronger. Stronger to protect your friends, your mother, and yourself. You can feel, you can get angry, you can be happy. You're allowed to live. And feeling is living.
She says, "I haven't feeled or lived ever since my dad died. I forgot what that felt like.
You can see, like, from his shoulders rising and coming down a little bit, that he sighs. I know, Riley.
I know it's been 5 years.
Death is not easy.
I know it.
It's not easy for anybody. Grief is one of the hardest things that people have to live. Grief is the price that people will pay to love anyway.
And she would just kind of go quiet as tears keep coming down her face, and she just wipes her face away. She says, I just don't understand why it happened.
Death
He wasn't.
is sudden.
He
Nobody chooses why it happens, unless it is of their own hand.
says, yeah, but he didn't deserve it. He was one of the most kindest people I've met. He didn't hurt anybody. He just wanted to do what he loved. And he was so close to retiring so he could stay with us. And then he just died and left us alone.
And Orev just looks all the more sadder. Death doesn't play with who deserves it and who doesn't. Death itself doesn't choose whose time is up. It just happens, unfortunately. All we can do is just accept it, live it, grieve, and hopefully one day move on. But I know that's easier said than done.
She says, I just want the pain to go away. I know I act tough and cocky and smart-assy around everyone else, but all I can think about is every time I see B or Peanut or Key, it just reminds me more of my dad, and it just hurts.
Orev just kind of opens his arms a little bit, like he's inviting you for a hug.
And as soon as he does that, she just kind of leans into him and starts crying.
Orev hugs you closely and he rubs your back. And it just feels like you're weightless in his arms. Your feet are still touching the ground, but you just don't feel gravity anymore. And you swear you can hear a little bit of a melody. And he hushes you very gently. It's okay. I know it's hard. But there are people here that can help you. I feel like you're here because they can help you.
Oh, my nose is running. And she kind of just like, after like hearing the melody and feeling a little weightless, which metaphorically and literally for a long time she feels like there was so much weight on her, dealing with her abusive stepdad, dealing with not only that, but dealing with the ridicule of her dad's side of the family, of all that's going on, and dealing with just with everything back at home, and then coming here and then hoping everything will be okay. And then this happens. She literally felt like bags of weighted sand would keep piling more and more on her shoulders. So when he hugged her, it literally felt like just for that split second, just for that moment, all that weight was been lifted away, and she could actually feel like she can just breathe for that moment. And so she does calm down a little bit and wipes her face. And she said, "Oh, go ahead."
He just holds you in his arms for a moment, and he keeps you in his arms for as long as you need it, just up until whenever you say that you've had enough. He's just rubbing
Yeah.
your back, petting your hair, and just gentle whispers that it's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel. It's okay to grieve.
And she says, "I know part of this is probably because of this whole stupid wolf bullcrap thing. I don't know. But it's just, I know I don't mean to be mopey. I don't mean to let this affect me. It's just, I guess the whole thing with, I guess, I don't know. I don't know how to feel anymore. And it's just like this whole cold iron thing happening. And it's just, I feel like it's happening all over again. I have no control. There's someone hurting people I care about. And I feel like I'm just too weak to do anything, no matter how many times I train with Peanut, no matter how many sparring sessions I do, I still feel too weak to do anything.
You just started.
And that's
Give yourself a chance. You just got here. And you just got pulled into this mess. But I know you're strong. You're your father's daughter. It's in there in you somewhere. I know it is. You just have to fight for it. You have to work for it. Nobody's born strong. Nobody's born talented. But I believe in you. I know you can get that strong.
And she just slowly nods her head and wipes her eyes some more.
It just might take time. Just listen to Peanut. He's right on everything he says. He's not the brightest wolf out there, but his heart is genuine.
She just chuckles a little. She just, yeah, but he is honest.
And that's what makes him so powerful.
And she just keeps wiping her face and and she does look up at him. She's like, "If it's okay, I'd like to try to sit down."
And he unwraps his
You said your
arms
legs are
from
still
around you.
tired from earlier.
Pac-One.
Hello,
He's a bird.
Popcorn. She's been secretly Orev this whole time. Your identity has been revealed.
It's just popcorn.
Um, but when he does let go, she just kind of like plops on the ground because her being the dumbass
Mhm.
she is and overexerting herself from walking that
Mhm.
distance, she got a little tired and sat on the
Mhm.
ground.
And he sits down too. Still very much taller than you though. But he says, "You may talk about your stubbornness like it's a bad thing, but honestly, it can be a good thing."
And she kind of looks up at him. She says, "So, walking by myself, battered and injured in the middle of the woods with a killer on the
No,
loose."
no, not that, of course. That's basically suicidal. Sorry.
She says, "No, I wasn't thinking. I just felt like I had to just get out of there.
That's okay. Wrong choice to run to, but that's okay to take space. But what I mean is that stubbornness can take you very, very far. You just have to know when and how to use it. I think that for one, the fact that you held your ground to the very end against Graham, I think that proved to everybody that you do have what it takes, and that you just need to work a little bit. Not everybody holds their ground to the very end.
And she says, yeah, it was nice of him to say that, and I know he meant it.
Oh, you have definitely gained respect from him. I know that for sure.
She says, I guess I just don't feel proud or respect of myself.
Well, you're not in the best mental state right now, so maybe you don't feel it now, but maybe you will later.
She kind of rubs her face again. She's like, I guess the other thing that's got me upset is, I don't know, I guess I'm trying really hard to accept who I am. I'm not, again, I mean, I'm angry at my mom for lying to me, and hearing what you told me, she kind of slightly lied to me again. But I don't hate her. Oh, God, no, I don't hate her. I just wish she would have told me, because I guess that's also why I'm just all upset and grouchy, and it's not because this whole full moon thing coming up. I've been feeling like this for a while. I've just been hiding it. Just, yes, part of me is angry. She didn't tell me. Part of me is confused because I don't know anything about myself or my heritage or anything because it was kept from me. But I'm also scared. I'm scared of what's gonna happen to me now that I know, especially what Peanut told me earlier. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, let me ask you this. Who are you, Riley?
And she just kind of lifts her head up and looks up at him.
Tell me, who are you?
And you can kind of see her thinking for a minute. Just, well, I'm me.
And who is you?
I don't know.
I think that an identity should not ever be built on things that you're told. You create who you are. You decide who you are. Yes, there will be facts behind it, but you get to choose who you are. You get to invent who you are. And that's something so wonderful that mortals have the freedom to choose, the freedom to invent your identity.
Mm. And she says, I thought I knew who I was. I did know who I was. And I know what you're saying. And I'm not saying that. She just rubs her face again. She says, I'm not saying I don't know who I am because I found out I'm half werewolf. I don't know who I am because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like everything about my family, in a way, is still a mystery and a secret to me other than my mom and my grandparents. I mean, who were my other relatives, who am, and like she's just kind of muttering again to herself, like trying to figure it out. And she's like,
You have a lot on your
I
head.
mean,
You really do. I think that
I guess so.
you really need to just focus on now, what's happening right now. The answers will come. But right now you need to focus on the current situation.
She says, no, you're right.
And try to focus on the good. Your mother is safe. You're with good people. You're safe as well. You're surrounded by people that can help you with your new identity of being half werewolf. You're not alone. You act like you are, but you're not. You just need to learn to reach out a little bit and not be afraid to ask for help.
I guess I've been trying to handle taking care of myself and depending on myself for so long. I guess I kind of sort of forgot how to ask for help.
That's okay. I've realized that the most of you are like that, honestly. Ollie and Angie are the same. And so is Goldie in a way. But you have each other. You have the wolves. You have Bubbles and Austin. They can help you. And if you need a break, they can be strong for you.
Mm. And she just nods again. And she would look up at him. She says, and you're sure my mom is okay? And my grandparents too.
You'll see them again. I know you will. This whole charade will not last forever.
She says, I just wish I can contact him, but my damn phone won't work.
Do you have your phone on you right now?
And she reaches into her pocket and says, yeah, it's right here.
Can I see it?
And she goes, I guess if you know how to use it.
Kind of gives you a look a little bit.
She's like, sorry.
She's like, I know I'm a bird, but I do have some intelligence about human technology.
And she laughs. She goes, I know. I didn't mean for that to be offensive. To be honest, I actually respect crows because they're like one of the most talented birds. So
We are.
there
We
you
are.
go.
And we know you do.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, and she tilts her head. She's like, even though I've never met a bird like you.
Oh, I'm special.
She says, I can tell. I mean, sir, you're a 6-foot man, mystic man. Of course, you're special. And she says, I'm talking again. Just take my phone.
And he takes the phone, and he does look like he's looking at it, and he very easily finds the contact list, and he finds your mother, and he dials up. He waits for a moment, and
And
it just
yeah,
recreates that same god awful white noise that it previously did.
yeah. She says, see, it happened with Angie's phone too. We can't contact anybody that's in that place they're
I
in.
know why. It's because of the very powerful fey magic that's all around the area. As long as your mother is in Sligo, it'll be that way. I don't know what's
And
worse, honestly, the fact that it's a good thing that it's making this noise, or the fact that if it's not and we can hear her clearly, it means that she's out of Sligo.
And like she tenses up, she says, "See, that worries me more. I need to know my mom's okay. I need to know. I need to contact her." And just hearing that from you, that makes. And she like grips her. She's like, "That makes me worry even more."
Haven't you tried asking Kian?
No, I don't know. He's just been so busy taking care of us and taking care of everyone at home. I didn't want to bother him at the moment.
Riley, that's his job. He is the alpha of his group. It's his job to take care of everybody.
But I'm not his kid. I'm just a guest.
Let's say you're technically one of their pups now. I mean, Peanut immediately took you in, didn't he?
And her eyes kind of widen a little bit, and she looks down. She says, I didn't think of it that way, I guess. I mean, I used to watch documentaries and stuff, and I remember one about wolves, and if there's a straggler that tries to enter a pack, the alpha doesn't always welcome. Well, I'm not saying he doesn't welcome. I mean,
Oh, he certainly
I
has.
guess
I don't think he'd let you train with Peanut if he didn't, or even fight Graham.
I just didn't really process that they. She like makes quote fingers, quote unquote, took me in as their own. I just didn't really think of it that way.
It's okay. I think Graham thought the same way too.
You did?
It was heavy for him as well when he first got here, but I'll let him say that.
She nods. I guess the same with Harold too.
He kind of closes his eyes a little bit. Harold is different. Harold was fresh out of war and he had nothing left. He had nowhere to go to.
I guess that's another topic I probably shouldn't pry into.
It's not my place to talk about.
And she shakes her head. She says, "No, I'm not expecting you to. I mean, I'm not saying my life is more terrible than his, but I know what it feels like to not want to tell all of your bad memories or bad parts of your life. So, and I've overheard one or two things, and just hearing that from you too, he's probably had it rough, and sometimes bringing said things up isn't always the best. Like you just told me, it's best just to leave things in the past."
Well, it's mostly because it's their story and I don't want to share it without their consent.
And she shakes her head again. She says, "No, I actually respect you for that. I don't want to. I mean, I'm.
You can ask him,
Oh,
but that's if you want to.
but she says, I might if it comes up, but for now, I feel like I don't know him enough to just immediately say, 'Hey, sir, I heard you were in war. Tell me about it.' I mean, after seeing Kian's reaction about, well, she of course points toward the village where it used to be, and she's, I overheard him talk about that and how sad it was just for him for that. Only imagine how talking about Harold's problems would do the same, and I don't want to put that on anybody."
Well, it's their choice if they want to talk about it. It doesn't hurt to ask, but again, the choice is ultimately theirs.
Yeah, she says, "No, I know. Again,
I do know that Graham would like to talk to you.
Really.
I think he feels a little terrible after the whole thing.
And then like her hair kind of fluffs up too. She's like, no, he doesn't need to feel bad.
Well, I'm
I've
just
done my
assuming
best.
a little bit. Maybe that's not the case, but I just know that I think Graham wants to talk to you. And he gets up, just very tall shadow boy,
Tallest shadow
the
boy.
tallest. And he looks down at you, just, so I shouldn't keep you here any longer. If you stay away from the
She
house any
kind
longer, the others will notice.
of, if anything, how late it's getting. Peanut might be getting up at any moment. You might have probably already noticed.
Well, I'm not hearing screeching right now, so maybe he hasn't noticed just yet.
Yeah, he probably would. And then, like, she does try to get up, and she kind of, like, leans on the tree a little bit to get
I
up, and
imagine
she does
he actually
stand up,
like
and
helps
she...
her up. Like gently puts his
Oh.
hands like under her arms to help her up.
Oh. And she kind of smiles a little bit. She says, thank you. And thank you for talking to me and reassuring my mom's okay. Actually, I hope this isn't too much to ask, but hearing what you said about the noise and about my mom kind of made me a little worried, a little more. And could you maybe check on her, and then maybe one day if we meet again, you could tell me she's either in Smeagol and tell me she's okay?
I can do what I can.
She says that's good enough for me. And thank you for listening to me. Thank you for helping me.
You're welcome. I hope it did help a little bit.
I still have some things to figure out, and my emotions are still heightened from this whole, which kind of waves her hands a little bit, this whole moon wolf dog thing. But
You have good people around you. They can help you. You won't be alone for that.
just, I'm trying to remember that.
And he nods. Well, you'd best be going now.
I really do hope to see you again.
Oh, don't worry. I'm never far. And he takes a little step back, and you see him just turn into a crow, and he flies off to perch into a tree nearby.
And she kind of watches him fly up a tree. And usually sights like that would be like, what the fuck? But she's seen a lot lately, the past week or two, of all this mythical, magical mess. So, if anything, she just kind of looks up and she smiles just a little and puts up a hand as a tiny wave, and she says, till next time. Just you stay safe too.
And Orev finally flies off.
And with that, she kind of like just wipes her eyes some more, and does it get a teeny bit chilly at night
Oh, it
in
does.
Ireland around that time?
Like
Okay,
the
so
temperature in Ireland is usually like 15 to 18 degrees Celsius, which is like I think in the 70s.
okay, so not that it's chilly, but not super cold.
Let me check really quick, honestly.
Cause
C to F.
it does sound about right though.
I don't know. I don't know my Fahrenheit that well.
No, it's okay. I'm trying to remember Celsius.
Oh, actually, okay. No, wait. Yeah, okay. No, so like 17 degrees Celsius is like 62.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's pretty chilly, but that's during the day, and during night it could reach like 50.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's cold. Yeah, that's at least here it's pretty chilly. So she kind of like rubs her arms a little bit because she's starting to notice it is cold, and she kind of like looks at like she kind of like looks up if he's still there. She goes, I hope I don't mind asking
Oh,
one
he's
more
gone. He
favor.
flew away.
My, oh, okay. Well, she was about to say something. She's like,
What
oh,
was the favor, though?
okay. She was gonna ask, like, could you point me
Oh,
to
whoops.
direction? Which, it's okay. She's like, okay. Actually, let me try to roll to see if her schnoz
Yeah,
is
roll straight
still
willpower.
working. Willpower. Okay, what was my
It was your
willpower?
total
Let's
amount of
see.
willpower, yeah.
Willpower. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Trying to find it. Well, that's not it. Mother frick, where is it? Strength, dexterity.
Willpower is like right underneath your health.
Oh, yep. So that's 3.
Wait, is that how much you have
Maybe.
left, or your total?
I have 3. I have 4 in total, but I have
No,
3
so you
left.
can roll a 4d10.
4d10, okay.
Oh, no, it
Nope.
doesn't work. You just kind of have to roll a perception check to try to find your way back.
Okay, perception.
Wits and composure.
Which one
Wits
is
and
it again?
composure. Wasn't it a 6?
Okay, I think it was 6. Wits. Yep, 6. 60, 10.
Oh, it's a 1.
Oh, okay.
You kind of find your way around the woods. You retrace your steps a little bit. You get lost for a moment, but you reach a part of the woods where you do actually start to see the open field of the house.
And she kind of takes a sigh. She's like, okay, that would have been bad if I got lost in the woods. So she kind of like steps out
The
of the line,
moment
and
you
she kind of
step
looks
into
back.
like the open field, you immediately get tackled by Peanut.
Oh,
He's just like,
God.
"What were you doing? What were you doing? Where were you? We were so worried." He's like crying on you.
And she's like, first of all, ow, I'm so really sore. Second of all, I'm sorry, Peanut.
It's like, don't run off like that again. We were so worried.
And when she hears him say he was worried, her eyes kind of glaze over again.
Where?
She just hugs him really tight. And she kind of has a slight whimper in her voice, like, I'm sorry.
He says, "What? No, no, no. It's okay, Riley. It's okay. Just don't walk off without telling us again, okay?"
And she nods. She's like, I won't, I promise.
I was like, "No, do you need help walking? Do you need help?"
And she's probably, I've been kind of standing for a
Okay,
while.
okay, okay. It's okay. I got you. And he just like lifts you up pretty easily. You're like a bag of grapes for him.
And with kind of the emotional mess she just dealt with, she just lets him do it. She just rests her head on his shoulder.
And he's just like rubbing your back very gently. He's like, "It's okay. I got you. Get back home. You're okay." And he's walking back towards the house.
And while he's taking her back at the house, she goes, I am home, aren't I?
Well, yeah. I mean, this is the House of Wolves after all. Any wolf belongs here.
And then hearing that from his mouth, she just can't help it. She just starts to cry.
Don't cry. You'll make Peanut cry. He's just like, "Oh, are you?"
Oh, no,
he's like, "Oh no, you're crying." He's like he starts to jog a little bit. He's like, "Oh no, don't cry, don't cry. I'm gonna cry too. Don't cry."
And she's like, I'm sorry, Gil.
Oh God.
And she just trying to quickly wipe her face, but just more tears keep coming.
Yeah. And with that, you have returned to the House of Wolves.
after worrying Peanut to death, and she feels so bad. And probably the thing she would ask him, she goes, Peanut,
Aye.
can I rest with you
Hmm?
tonight?
Oh, sure. I don't mind rest. I don't mind sharing my bed. But that doesn't mean, well, you know what? I think we're going to skip trainings tomorrow.
And she kind of smiles. She's like, I like that. I think just a long rest is all
And he
I
nods
need.
like, It's important not to overwork yourself when you're too banged up. You will hurt yourself a lot more than doing good for your body.
She's like, I'll remember that.
Good then. And like, I imagine he plops you on the couch.
And then she'll kind of look over him. She says,
Aye?
Peanut, thank you for taking care of me.
Oh, what? I'm just doing what any other wolf would do, right?
Yeah, just, I haven't felt like someone other than my mom gave a damn about me in a long time, so just,
He's like, whoa, but this
thank
whole
you.
house does give a dang about you.
I realize that now. Just, I can't wake Kian up to thank him either, so for now, I'll just tell you thank you.
Oh, they're still awake right now.
They
Yeah,
are?
it's just like
Oh.
6 at night.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that time.
Yeah, aye, you were out there for a long time, like an hour. What were you even
But
doing out there? Why'd you run off like that?
she just wipes her face. 'Cause I'm just wasn't feeling well and just wasn't thinking straight and thought I'd walk away for some air, and I guess it wasn't the smartest idea, but let's just say someone talked some sense into me to come back home.
Oh, well, I'm glad then. I'm glad someone helped you.
Would you believe me? It was a talking crow.
What? I mean, I know Reagan can understand his crows, but what?
Nothing. Never mind. It's silly. But I probably shouldn't bother Beat or Kian. Their size. They'd probably lecture me for.
I mean, yes, they probably will. I know that Reagan got lectured every time he tried to fly out of Ireland. And then he like leans really close to you, literally grounded because he wasn't allowed to fly.
She kind of chuckles a little bit. She says, "Yeah, that sounds like Reagan." But I really feel like I need to thank them for all that they've been doing for me. So I guess I could take a lashing or two just to at least tell them that.
He nods.
I probably shouldn't walk over there. Could you get them for me?
Sure, but I am gonna cut the roleplay here. Either way, I'm just starting to get tired.
No, you're fine.
And
You're
I
fine.
stop recording now.